Well, we had the final debate before the both Iowa and New Hampshire. The next one will be after the New Hampshire vote. So, all eyes are on Bernie Sanders. And what do you think, Eric? Did Bernie perform well enough in the final debate before the caucus and the primary to really give himself a chance at an early state sweep?
I think he performed very well because for most of the debate, he was just on the defensive, but he handled it well. He parried off Clinton's attacks, made her look petty. He had the debate moment where he did that side eye towards her when she made a really stupid comment. And I think, that Sanders did as well as he needed to. Definitely much better than the previous debate where he came out a little more flat. By making Clinton look so aggressive, it'll play into his advantage when he can come out and show that he's genuine and not a candidate that's just looking to constantly be on the attack and discredit the other person.
Peter, do you think that Bernie helped himself enough, or does it even matter heading into these first two contests?
I was a little concerned about Bernie's performance. And I'll quickly mention that, he wasn't helped at all by the moderators who appeared to be so deep in the tank for Hillary. But, Bernie had so many strong points that he didn't seem to pursue. I mentioned earlier about the money that Hillary is pulling in from Wall Street and from large corporations. That's Bernie's thing. He's funding himself without super PACs, with all these small donations. If I were his advisor, I would have just said, never let that go. Just keep bringing that up, keep pounding on her, because she can't say anything. There's no response she has to that. But he let it slip, and he let her sort of say something about Dodd-Frank, yada, yada, yada. The same thing with the gun control thing. He should have come out swinging on that. Even coming back and saying, you had a chance to do something about gun control in Iraq, didn't you, Hillary? Or something clever to just put that issue away. And lastly, healthcare. He really let her score points on him, and she had nothing. In poker terms, she had, a pair of twos. And Bernie allowed her to twist and turn the fact that he issued some statement about healthcare just before the debate. He allowed her to get away with playing word games about single payer and what those things all mean, and simply saying, check my website for my positions on these things is deadly. That's so boring. It's unbelievable. So I was a little disappointed in Bernie. I expected more from him. I think he conceded too many points to Clinton. On the other hand, Eric's statement is correct. Hillary looked loud and shrill. And that can't be good. But which one is going to really persuade voters? I don't know.
We should take a bathroom break this time.
Yeah, Josh, what do you think? Did he blow an opportunity to really drive it home before the first two states?
Yeah, I'm going to disagree respectfully with my two esteemed colleagues here. I think, not so much with Peter and vis-a-vis Bernie's performance, but about Hillary. I think she creamed him. She clearly won that debate, which I think is ironic because not many people were watching because it was, coming from the back of a minivan with a mobile Wi-Fi connection, apparently. Like, it was Sunday night, no one was watching. I guess 10 million people watched it. But
online plus the YouTube, it was about 14 million, which is about as good as they can expect without Donald Trump in the race.
I guess maybe that argument doesn't hold water. But it felt like it was a stupid, weird time to have a political debate. That said, Hillary did just what she normally does. I remember when she first started debating Obama like he was a serious contender, she hit him hard. There was no more politeness and more direct criticism, and she did that. And if she did come off shrill or whatever, that's just because I guess people see Hillary Clinton talking like a politician as being shrill. And that's maybe just her personal celebrity baggage. But I think on the issues, Peter's right in that Bernie did not push back nearly hard enough. One of the things that's great about him is that he's so consistent all the time. And no matter what is going on around politically, he is going to stick to the message, and he's going to tell you that he wants to, fix the system, and he's going to tell you to come to the website, and he's going to tell you that, we can win. That is what he says every time he speaks. And that is good, except when in a debate like that, he should have adapted sort of how he approached those subjects and those topics and maybe engaged a little more directly and stopped worrying about looking like the politest guy in the room. I don't know. I really think that it all comes down to the ground game in the elections. So if he did the work in Iowa and New Hampshire and the polls are reflecting that accurately, then he should do well. But he was not helped by the debate.
You know, right before the debate, Bernie Sanders released a detailed healthcare plan that pretty much lays out how it all works. Were you surprised he didn't push that a little harder then and also in the 3 days since? Josh?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it was a weird. He was on the Sunday shows that morning, so I don't understand why he wouldn't have had the plan ready to talk about because, you know, I'm sure it could have been leaked to the producers Saturday night. They would have discussed it, had a policy discussion. Instead, he ended up fielding just Hillary Clinton's words thrown back at him from the anchors and saying, well, we're going to post the plan today, we're going to post the plan today. And it looked bad. I mean, again, looking at it rationally, of course, he was just, you know, taking his time to make sure a huge policy document was correct before releasing it to the world. But given the sort of context of the situation, he was ducking and dodging on the Sunday shows, and even the most people who aren't politically aware know that that's not a good thing. So again, I think he bungled that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch these last 10 days until Iowa.